What's up? So let me talk 1, 2, 3. I'm going to be reporting on a few deals that might be somewhat close. Update for the day here: Gio Gonzalez. I think he will be traded. The question is what team and what minor leaguers that the Athletics are going to be receiving with it. The Red Sox are definitely a team to watch out for. They could put together a pretty good package for him. But I could see him going to the Red Sox. I could also see him going to the Nationals. And at this point, it's looking more clear that the Nationals have a better chance than pretty much any other team right now. The deal would have to include Peacock and a few other top minor league talent from the Nationals. Probably a 4-for-1 deal at least. I mean, 3 or 4, depending on how much talent the minor leaguers have. But it would be a great deal for the Nationals, who already have Steven Strasburg, Jordan Zimmerman, John Landon. If they got Gio Gonzalez, and then there's some free agent options, and so they have a lot of talent in their rotation, and they'd have a lot of young talent in their rotation. If they got Gio Gonzalez, they could still go out and get out a guy like Roy Oswalt or someone like that. So, they have a lot of young talent, and it would be a great place for Gio Gonzalez to play. They keep getting better every year. So, but what I'm going to talk about today is a trade that is pretty close to being completed. Right now, the talk is that the deal would include 2 minor leaguers going to the Cubs and Travis Wood. He's the main part in my mind, unless one of the minor leaguers has a really high ceiling. Travis Wood is the main one in my mind. He's a talented young arm on the Red system. Brought up, he had a few really good starts last year, and actually it was but fantasy baseball wise, I thought he was actually pretty kind of a prized possession here. Somebody you didn't really want to give up. He's 23 years old last year, probably 24 now, and he's a young guy, has a lot of talent, has a good breaking ball. And he had many good starts with the Reds last year, but he couldn't really figure it out. He got injured a little bit, went down, up, and so he hasn't totally figured it out yet, but he definitely has a lot of talent and could potentially be a number 3 starter, probably number 3, maybe number 2 at most. But for the Cubs, getting a young starter like Travis Wood is huge. Looking at the rotation, Carlos Zambrano's gonna be gone in a year, and that's definitely a good thing for the clubhouse and the team, probably. And then you look at Matt Garza. He's going to be there for 2 more years unless they trade him, which, getting Wood might open up the wheels for a possible trade. And I think it's really smart what they're doing here. They're not going to win with Sean Marshall, if they're not, it's not really going to make a difference for them. And so for them to get a number 3 starter and 2 minor leaguers, I think is really big, and it's a pretty big haul for a reliever. Sean Marshall, the best left-handed reliever out there on the market. But I think he wasn't really available, but the Reds definitely are making a push for him. And the Reds have given up on a lot of talent for Matt Latos and possibly Sean Marshall. But they're making some good moves. I'll help them right now for sure, and we'll see what happens in the future. But they're definitely building to win the Central next year and the year after that, and maybe year after that. But I mean, really, the Cardinals, in my mind, are in a lot better position with the young depth that they have. If they don't deal away guys like John Jay and Alan Craig, I think they'll be very good for the future. I think the worst thing they could possibly do is sign Coco Crisp and Carlos Beltran, and then somehow trade John Jay and Alan Craig for a pitcher, and then somehow trade college. I mean, they could do a lot of damage to the team, but I think John Mozeliak's very smart, and he doesn't want to give away minor league talent. He realizes that they were just named the organization of the year. He said that he would rather go out and get a free agent than go the trade route and have to give up a lot of minor league talent, because the fact is they have a lot of minor league talent, and it's been different the past few years. Their drafts have been really successful, and they have 6 picks in the first 2 rounds this year. So the Cardinals, in my mind, are a lot better state than the Reds. But the Reds getting Matt Latos is obviously going to help a lot. Young starter, cost-controlled starter in Latos has the potential to be very good and has 4 years. So the haul they gave up for him is very big. But you look at the haul that Ubaldo Jimenez got, and a few others, and it doesn't really surprise you with a guy like Matt Latos with 4 years left on his contract. So the Reds have made some good moves. Obviously, the talent they gave up with Matt Latos is a lot, and they could have probably used some of that to get someone else, a guy like Wade Davis. But they made what they had to do, and they got a really good starter in Matt Latos. So The Cubs here, though, they have some good young starters. Andrew Cashner has not totally figured out yet, but he will, and he has a lot of talent. And then, so if you had a guy like Travis Wood, some minor leaguers, it can definitely help a lot. Great move for the Cubs, in my opinion, and then good for the Reds. All right, thanks for watching. Let me talk. 1, 2, 3.